Hey creative friends, it's Gwen. I'm back today with Challenge Me, Challenge You, and I'm feeling a little bit festive. I have pulled out Mittens and Mistletoe from crepe paper and we're doing some Christmas scrapbooking. Sue has challenged me this month to use washi tapes. And funny story, this was my old stash of washi tapes. I had hundreds, and this is my current stash of washi tapes. So it was time to get some more, and I did get all of the tapes available in this collection. I do want to get the very most out of them, so today I'll share 5 ways with washi to create a Christmas layout. Here's the photo I'll be using, so let's get started. Tip number 1 is to use washi to match your photo. For this project, I'm going to be using this really pretty gold washi tape. It's the perfect width for a photo mat, and all I've done is grabbed a scratch piece of paper from my stash and created a mount for my photo in the size that I would like, and then added the washi tape on top. So it's a really good way to also use up some of your older paper supplies. In the end, as you can see here, you won't actually see the paper itself, you just see that washi tape frame. I am going to double mount my photo for this layout, and I'm using the same pattern paper that I've used for the border of the page. You can see the background there underneath my trimmer. You could use this very same technique around the edge of your layout or on any of the paper layers within the project. I am just going to adhere this all together with a little bit of ATG because I will take it away and add a stitched frame both around the photo and my layout edge. I am moving on to the design for the layout, and I want to be sure to include my tip number 2. I have made these super cute banners that I'm going to use as a textural element in my background. These are super fun to make. All you do is add your strips of washi onto some plain cardstock, and then I have this tab punch, and I'm going to simply punch along the edge here and create the tab pieces. The only thing you have to really consider with doing this one is that your strip of washi is wide enough for the tab punch itself. I wanted the area of the tab to be fully covered by washi, but if that doesn't bother you, you could also use thinner washi and just layer up maybe 2 or 3 rows. I'm not sure exactly what my plan is yet, but the idea is to create a couple of strips. So one strip of green banners and then another strip of red banners. So I think I cut maybe 5 of each just to start with. Next up, tip number 3, I am going to customize some plain wooden embellishments. These cute little hearts have been in my stash for some time now. I've just added washi down one side of the heart, and then I'm taking my fussy cutting scissors and I'm going to very carefully trim off the excess. I am taking a little bit of care to make sure the edge is nice and neat, and I want to show you here too, I did find a smaller heart and I managed to cover that completely with the washi. With all of my embellishments ready to go, it is time to get back to the layout, and yes, I am using a stencil. I finally got myself a cute little brush and I'm going to go ever so lightly. It's going to be a very delicate, very Gwen-like mixed media background. I don't know why no one has told me about this sooner. I love how this turned out. I cannot believe it's taken me so long to try this technique. It seems very Gwen. So yeah, I just don't know why I missed the memo on this. I love how much control I have over how much ink and where it goes. This is a mess factor of almost 0. So I am loving it, and I need to know, is there anything else like this that no one has let me know about, that I'm like oblivious to, and now that I've seen the light, I'm like immediately converted. Look at that. How pretty does that turn out? I'm going to extend it slightly to the right, and I'm just lining up the circles, and I am using a little bit of washi to keep it in place. I didn't count that as a washi tip because I feel like it doesn't stay on the layout. It doesn't end up on the finished products, so it doesn't count. Here's how it all ended up, and yeah, I just love that so much. I feel like I'm ready now. I know that Sue at some point will challenge me to use stencils, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready now. I have a plan. I also have a plan for the page, and this is it. Photo is going to go on the left. I have this really large embellishment that's going to form, I guess, my title, and then my cute little banner pieces that I've made here, I'm going to layer them up on the right. I'm going to use a very small amount of ATG to place them, and it is a bit tricky. You have to work from the bottom row up to the top row if you want to add stitching, and you have to add the stitching after each row. So I've placed the bottom two there. I've added my stitching. I'm going to place the next 3 green ones and then take it away and add the stitching to those. And then I'm going to have to scooch these ones down a little bit. I misjudged the alignment there. So fortunately, the ATG is pretty, flexible. It lets you move things around a little bit without any damage happening. So I scooch them down, and that's just my 3 little layers there. I'm going to work with my embellishments from largest to smallest, starting with my photo, and then I have the title piece that says celebrate the wonder and joy of the holiday season. I also have this super sweet floral element that I'm going to add. And now tip number 4, I'm going to customize this bulldog clip. I get these in bulk from my local office supply shop, and I noticed that the washi fit across the top there perfectly. It was made to measure. So all I'm going to do is place it on like so, and then with my fussy cutting scissors, I'm going to very carefully trim off the excess. Here you can see a close-up, and I am going to add that to the left top corner of my photo. Lovely little detail to add in that part of the page. On to tip number 5. I am going to add a strip of washi to this piece of cardstock that will form part of my paper layers. I have only used this idea once on this layout, but I feel like if I didn't have the other things going on, if I didn't have those banners, I would absolutely have added maybe 2 or 3. I really love how the washi tape is down the bottom there, and it's a little feature detail in the bottom section of that paper layer, but you still see the pattern paper above it. This technique could be a really clever way to make a layout feel really cohesive just by adding in a couple of paper layers with that same washi tape. Really pulls everything together. I now have the green washi tape in my paper layers, and then it's balanced out with the green in those banner pieces. I'm moving on to some smaller embellishments now. I do have a cute little banner piece that I've nestled in up the top there. And here are my wooden hearts. I've got 2 at the bottom right, and that smaller one I'm going to place in the top left there. I've also found a couple of really cute sentiments that I'm going to add here in a minute. And things are getting serious because I am gluing stuff down. While I do that, I bet you're curious about what I challenged Sue with this month. I'm not going to tell you. You'll need to check the description box below and jump on over to her channel to find out. As I'm locking all of this in place, I am aware that the bottom half of the layout feels a little bit empty, and you'll see the cute little squirrel there. I did audition him, but he does not make it. I did find though some puffy stickers, and there's a banner that I end up with that says happiness and cheer. It's in a lovely green shade, and I feel like it just balances out that red banner at the top really, really nicely. It nestles in up against the hearts there perfectly. I also find these really shiny gold stars, and I love them. I'm going to sprinkle those around the layout. I do a little bit of shuffling. I'm just trying to balance out. There's a couple of larger ones, and then the rest are sort of medium and small size. So I'm just auditioning everything and balancing that out. If you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up. If you're looking for even more Christmas inspiration, you'll want to check out this playlist right here. I will also be adding to it as we get into this year's Christmas season. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye!